Good morning, friends. I hope all of you are healthy and fine. Today, in this video lecture, we will read a poem written by Jayant Mahapatra. The poem is titled as Indian Summer. This poem is introduced in the syllabus of BA Part 3rd of Govt Tribal University, Banswara. So, let us have a glimpse over the poem. Indian Summer by Jayant Mahapatra. Over the soughing of the somber wind, priests chant louder than ever. The mouth of India opens. Crocodiles move into deeper waters. Mornings of heated maidens smoke under the sun. The good wife lies in my bed. Through the long afternoon, dreaming still unexhausted by the deep roar of funeral pyres. This poem is typical Indian summer poem, as the title indicates itself that it is written about a summer day and it is a Indian summer. The poet Jayant Mahapatra has nicely presented the various scenes of a summer day in a rural India, and before we explain the poem line by line, let us know the brief introduction of the poem as well as of the poet. Poet Jayant Mahapatra, actually he was a man of physics but by choice or because of his interest he started writing poetry. So Jayant Mahapatra is a major Indian English poet born on 22nd October 1928. He is the first Indian poet to win Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry. He is the author of popular poems such as Indian Summer and Hunger, which are regarded as classics in modern Indian English literature. Jayant Mahapatra was awarded Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian honor in India, in 2009. However, he returned it in 2015 to protest against the rising intolerance in India. So as we have gone through this paragraph, we came to know that Jayant Mahapatra, he is from Odisha and he was the first to receive Sahitya Academy Award for English poetry, and he has written nice verses especially on Indian rural culture, and due to his outstanding composition in the field of poetry, he was awarded with Padma Shri award also in 2009. However, he returned the award in 2015 due to some protest rising against rising intolerance in India. So this is what about the poet Jayant Mahapatra. Now the poem Indian Summer. The title Indian Summer itself suggests that the poem is about a particular summer day in India. Characters, creatures, scenes are all typical Indians. Mahapatra has implemented free verse and ordinary language for chosen images to limn caligenous atmosphere of a summer which occurred after a long period of devastation. Though the images are not interconnected, yet show of the same level of grimness in personas as well as in happenings. All the images used show gravity of some tenebrous days. Mahapatra has done really marvelous job in incorporating highly enriched compact images. Jayant Mahapatra as a poet is not concerned with the summer but his private reflection, which he does so often. A poet of the country, especially Indian country, and the rural perspective. As we have already discussed that this poet Jayant Mahapatra tries to display the Indian culture or Indian rural culture, especially through his poetry, and in the same manner in this poem also he has presented different scenes of rural India in a summer day. So let us have the meaning of the poem or the understanding of the poem line by line. This poem is written in free verse, so there is no verse, it is no fixed rhyme scheme, it is in free verse. Over the soughing of the somber wind. Here the word soughing means rustling sound of the wind, rustling sound. So over the rustling sound of what? Of somber wind. Somber means dull, gloomy, dark. The wind indicates a gloomy atmosphere, and on this particular summer day, the atmosphere is gloomy, dark, or dull, and the wind is shuffling, the wind is rustling and rushing with a speed. Priests chant louder than ever, and in India, or especially in Hindu culture, the people make prayers before they take their lunch or their food, their meals. So, in the morning time, before the meals time, the priests are chanting mantras louder than ever. The mouth of India opens. The mouth of India opens means the people of India are now about to take their meals, take their food. So, in the first stanza, we came to know that the weather is indicating a summer day, and on this day the day is somewhat dark or gloomy or dull, and on this day the wind is uh, moving or blowing in a speedy manner and making rustling sounds, and the priests are chanting mantras in the temples or in their homes, and after that the people of India will take their lunch or their meals. So crocodiles move into deeper waters. The heat is that much high that the crocodiles couldn't bear anymore the scorching rays of the sun. That is why now they are trying to move into the deeper waters in the river or in the pond, wherever they are. So this indicates the level of heat on the day. Mornings of heated maidens smoke under the sun. So here a typical rural image is presented through these lines. In the rural India, people cook their foods with the help of cow dung cakes. So the heat is already at its high, and still Indian people have to cook their food with the help of these cow dung cakes, and it will cause smoke in the air, and already there is hot sun, so this will raise the heat in the atmosphere, but still they will cook their food in the same traditional manner with the help of cow dungs. That is why the poet has said that mornings are heated because of mornings of heated maidens, means the cow dungs are getting heat from the scorching rays of the sun, and later on while they are being used for cooking food, they are in the earthen ons, and they are used to cook food. So at the next time also they are being heated. So this is a typical rural image of India. The next stanza reads, "The good wife lies in my bed through the long afternoon, dreaming still, unexhausted by the deep roar of funeral pyres." In the next stanza, there is an image of good wife, faithful wife, true wife of a Indian village. The poet says that the good wife is lying in his bed with him, and this was the afternoon time, and through this long afternoon time the wife is spending time with him, and she is dreaming. Still she is unexhausted. Unexhausted means untired by the deep roar of funeral pyres. Funeral means a ceremony to honor and remember a deceased person, or pyres means a combustible heap on which corpses are burned. So the dead bodies are burned on a pile, on a heap of something, and there is a deep roar because of somebody's death in the village, but the lady, the wife, is still untired of listening those funeral pyres, listening of these deep roars, because it was a usual thing in those days, because of the devastation took place in the rural India. So the lady is unexhausted or untired of the scene, and the lady is spending time with his husband in the bed during the long afternoon time, and she was dreaming, still dreaming, and she wasn't tired. So the poem has a very typical image of rural India, and we are told about the way in which the people cook food and when they take their meals, and the way, traditional way, when the people first pray to their goat and later on they took their meals. So all these things are presented here through this poem, and it's a very nice depiction of rural India in this poem by Jayant Mahapatra. Let us summarize the poem before we conclude it. It is a summer time, and the wind is blowing and the priests chanting appearing to be louder than ever. The country people generally take food after worshipping their deity in their homes or in the temples. Food is generally cooked and taken late into the noontime, so the reference seemed to be closer to mantric incantation and the temple bells being tolled. On the one hand, the heat and summer is baffling, while on the other, the priests keep reading the scriptures, offering rituals, saying the words of benediction, seeking blessings from and blowing conches. Such a thing is a general feature of Hindu homes. Food is cooked through the earthen oven, fueled by hay stakes, logs, leaves, and cow dung cakes. So it will definitely take time. There is also no certainty of cereals and grains being available in full. Want, scarcity, and lack of resources are the things of the rural India. Today, people can store and stock mechanically. In the past, it was difficult to sustain. After the worship is over, the priests and others will take the mid of day meal, and with it clicks the stories of hunger. Such is the intensity of heat that the crocodiles move into the waters. Against such a backdrop, he does the thinking, but he grows personal when he refers his good wife being with him during the noonday dreaming, not exhausted at all by the deep roar of funeral pyres. The summer afternoon continues to be long, full of perspiration and sweating. It is also a truth the heat of the sun scorches it all. A small poem, it impresses us with the words such as the mouth of India opens. So I hope that every one of you enjoyed this poem and got the message of the poet. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.